Okay. So had so 23 years in the military. For you kids, you guys were a part of that. Avery, you weren't really. Um, I was out before you were born, so you didn't get to experience that, which was good because it took me away from Michael and Amanda a lot. But a part of that, I had a great career of being able to do a lot of different things. Um, I was on the ground with Army combat units on the border of Pakistan for a year. Living with those guys as part of the PRT. Did a bunch of other stuff. Got to do more kind of tactical Air Force stuff as well, which was flying with an F-15 unit, the 60th Fighting Crows, out of Eglin Air Force Base. It was them and the 58th Guerrillas. They were side by side. I was with the 60th. When I got to Eglin Air Force Base, I spent some time over in Kuwait right after 9/11 with an air control squadron, the 728th, and then went to the more kind of stereotypical tactical aircraft support as an intel guy. So spend some time there. Um, it's a great, different, stressful, awesome world working with fighter aircraft and those kind of personalities. So those guys are the leading edge of what we consider, the Air Force is, fighter aircraft, right? So the F-15Cs that I was with, that's air-to-air superiority. This is the pre-Raptor days. Like the Raptors were coming around for sure, and they were a part of the later, years of working with those guys. But it was still very F-15C. If you needed to go take out aircraft 1v1, you sent in the Eagles. Okay. And then if you couldn't hack it there, you became a Viper guy. Just kidding. Those guys are badasses too. But the F-15Es were the Strike Eagles, so those were air to air and then air to ground. F-15Cs is just about taking guys out of the sky, air to air, and so those were the best, pilots. And they were really good at it. There's a lot of personalities. You kind of got to live on that edge of insanity, I think, for most of those guys. Highly professional, can be highly crazy. So it was a good environment, which I really enjoyed. And one of the neat things was getting to fly, with them from time to time in the back seat. Now, it sounds awesome, and it is. Like being in a fighter jet and being in the middle of, aerial maneuvers, 1v1, dogfighting, um, with another aircraft is something that you're never going to forget, and I had a chance to do that a lot. But being in the back seat, F-15Cs are traditionally just a one-seater. Being in the back seat for the couple of the models that they had, it can blow, and I mean like blow chunks, because you are that person in the middle of a dogfight. You're the last guy to know what the hell's going on because you're in the back seat and the pilot's in charge, and he's going to go where he needs to go as fast as he needs to get there, and you're just along for the ride. So you're sitting back, you're enjoying this amazing stuff. You see an aircraft around you, you're 20, 30,000 feet in the air. This is fantastic, and then, you're pulling, 6, 7, 8, 9 Gs left and right, trying to get out of the way of the aircraft behind you or trying to get nose position on a guy in front of you. And so you're just holding on for dear life. So you really did your best to, breathe and not blow chunks. So great environment. Spent a lot of time in Vegas with those guys, time protecting President Bush at the time, out in Texas, on alert, um, introduced to Red Bull and vodka, which is a stimulant and a depressant at the same time. Seemed fine at the time, especially in Vegas. But yeah, those are, like Army infantry. Those guys are the leading edge. Those are the ones who are throwing it out there. Guys and gals throwing it out there and putting it on the line. So very cool environment, very interesting environment. Can be very stressful environment, very sad environment, but that's life, right? So I'm really glad I got to be a part of that. That was wild. But my stomach's fine right where it is right now. I mean, I'm getting to the point where I'm getting a little nauseous just being on certain roller coasters. So I'm good. I'm good. I checked that box. Yep, that's it. It's my Eagle time. And there's little stories trickled through there. I might get to those later. Okay, bye.